So in this series, we've established that Jesus existed as the Logos God in the then cosmos as an origin of an origin, who also existed as the Logos God in the present cosmos, where about 3970 the Word became flesh as only become Son from beside the Father, and of course returned to the Father as a Son. So what we're going to talk about here is the wide application of the term son or sons in the Word of God. We'll first understand that Elohim, gods, angels, are sons. And strangely enough, this seems to be a problem for many to accept. But angels and gods are sons. Where in the book of Job we find multiple occurrences of angelic beings termed sons. In Genesis chapter 6, verses 2 and 4, the sons of Elohim who saw the daughters of Adam point to the book of Enoch, the same angels of 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 4, and Jude chapter 1, verse 6, of whom Jude himself quotes out of the book of Enoch directly. So Elohim are gods, are angels, are sons. Now, consider John chapter 10, verse 34, because the context points to Luke chapter 20, verses 35 and 36, where the reference to marriage points right back to Genesis chapter 6, verse 2. And if you're not connecting the dots here, well, maybe you haven't read the book of Enoch, because what's to be perceived is that sons of the Elohim, angels, are not given in marriage. And this was the transgression of the failing angels. So we who are presently human with the expectation of glory to become sons of God, sons of the resurrection, will no longer be marrying or given in marriage. Hence, 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 29, which, by the way, the statement here was specific to the pre-expectation of the coming of the Lord. Which now brings us to this word translated adoption in most translations, which is from the noun huiathesia, from huias, which is son, and the verb tithemi, to place or set. And this has nothing to do with an adoption, but a new creature, where presently we are being gestated from, by the word of truth, into the end that we are a from origin of his creatures, which origin here carries the same context of what I talk about in part 5. So as new creatures, we will no longer be flesh and blood human beings, but sons of the resurrection, sons of Elohim, gods, John 10:34 and 35. So the point is that we have to understand the wide application of the term son or sons. We're sons in the context of crying Abba Father at present, but we're not manifested sons equal to angels. So part of the reason for me making this final video is to help to clear the confusion concerning these terms, son, sons, because gods are called sons, but so are we according to the sun setting. Where when we consider the term sons and daughters as found together, as well as children, well, these terms accord with our present state in flesh and blood according to the sun setting. And biblically, the word children does not refer to every human being on the earth. No, it's a term of endearment. Children of God are those who are faithing ones, who have become segregated from the unclean as sons and daughters, children of God. So these are according to Abba Father and the Son setting. So understand, when the Apostle Paul refers to every father line in the heavens and the earth, well, those according to the heavens are sons, because there are no male and female. There is no marrying and given in marriage, or the bearing of sons and daughters, or children. So this is how we are to understand these various terms. Where Jesus, from his origin in the then cosmos, the Logos God, Elohim, was a son of God, as well as according to his flesh and the sun setting. And we who cry Abba Father are also sons according to the sun setting, with the expectation to become manifested sons of God, equal to angels, gods, So this will conclude this series, where I hope it's helped you understand more of the relationship between the Father, the Logos God, the Son, and us, the body of his completion. Since in him all the completion of the Godhead down dwells bodily, and you are ones having been completed in him.